So the other day we were talking about the traffic, particularly on a Friday, and of course during school hour in Cavan Town. Now, as many people would say, it's a disaster, but now we're going to talk about another disaster because we might as well. At this stage, everything in this society is a disaster. But we're going to talk about the traffic, particularly if you're coming into Virginia or even going through Virginia to go to Dublin, to go to Navan, to go to Meath, etc. And I can't tell you the amount of times, particularly when I was going up to Dublin, I was stuck on a bus waiting for an hour or more. I think the longest I waited was 2 hours to go through the south of Virginia because it's just a mess. Whatever they've done with the bridge and the lights has made it 10 times worse in Virginia. And particularly for people who are coming as tourists, etc., on buses or even driving down to the countryside. They're being left for hours waiting to get through Virginia, a small little town, like the grand scheme of things. And for years, as we know, they were talking about a bypass that would bypass Virginia. I was a child at the time. I wasn't even born at the time, and we're still here talking about it. And nothing has ever been moved on it. Because it is a disaster. It really, really is a disaster. Because they made it worse. It was nearly not as bad a few years ago. But now what they did with the bridge by making it less wider, and all that, it's just a total disaster. And they really should look at it because it really is hard, and it's really hard for people to get through, especially in the mornings. It's fucking chaos. I've often heard of people being delayed with hospital appointments, with going to job interviews. I've heard one person one time complaining because they were delayed by nearly 2.5 hours in getting to Dublin, because Cavan to Dublin's only by maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, around that. And this fellow was held up nearly by 2 hours, and he was late for his job interview, didn't get the job. So these things can happen, and especially because it's not that far away in the grand scheme of things too. Cavan from Dublin, it isn't that far away. And it's affecting a lot of people, it is, because a lot of people should be able to get there on time. But the best solution would have been if they had a train line. That would save all the hassle. Because there's no transport, there is no trains, there's no anything like that getting to Dublin. We don't have any trains in Cavan. We should, because it would lessen the load in Virginia. It would lessen people having to use their cars. They would be able to fly up on a train and be up there in less than probably an hour, nearly in some cases, because the train goes straight on the tracks. It's not like it gets stuck behind traffic, etc. But anyway, do let me know, because I do think it's something we should address, because it does affect the county. It just doesn't even affect Virginia. It affects the whole infrastructure of the county. And it affects a lot of people too. If people wanted to, say, come up to Cavan for the weekend, a lot of people be like, I don't want to deal with that in Virginia, and I wouldn't blame them. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.